Hoi there everyone, this is Fate Fanboy speaking, and in today's video, I'm most likely going to repeat myself in this introduction, but more importantly, I am dropping my Hinata persona and showing you who I really am. That's right, face reveal time. I'm not going to make a huge deal out of it, because at the end of the day, it really isn't, but I dare say this is a pretty significant step in my video making process that'll only enhance my videos even further. And aside from the usual subscribe and consider checking out our Discord server, that's really all I have to say for now, because the rest I will explain to you in person. So, without further ado, meet Fate Fanboy. Hoi there everyone, this is Fate Fanboy speaking, today with Facecam. To some of you, this development may come as a bit of a surprise, but really I've always been saying that at 1,000 subscribers I wanted to do some sort of face reveal. And given that we're now pretty solidly past 1,000 subscribers, I'd say it's about time that I actually made work of it. Now admittedly, this is not just because of my personal goal that I set, this is also more or less a setup for something that I may want to do in the future, but I'll get into that a little bit more later. For now, I'm going to use the opportunity, I'm going to use this video to really test out how this facecam thing actually works. This is just a temporary setup that I've got. I think it looks good for what it is. It'll certainly do for the purposes of this video. We're doing GeoGuessr today. I'm going to try and get a perfect score on the Netherlands map. You know, I wanted to do something neutral. Since again, this is just a trial run, I just wanted to record a video, get it out, see the reactions to it. And I think that GeoGuessr is the perfect neutral game to play in that case. And what better map to play than the Netherlands map, my home country. So that being said, let's just get into things here. It's been a while since I actually played GeoGuessr, but on the Netherlands, this should be perfectly doable. Yeah, and if you've never seen the Netherlands, this is more or less what it looks like. Lots of brick houses. Now, great thing about the Netherlands is that you're never too far away from a signpost that's actually telling you what the town is or what the closest cities are. So most of the time in the Netherlands, you'll be dropped in some kind of residential area like this, which is fine. You just have to find your way out onto a main street. There we go. That being said, I think we can probably just head for the outskirts. So here we have the N139 Turnhout via Reusel. I roughly know where that is, I think. This should help. Hapert, yeah, I definitely know where that is. But let me just see what other cities are close. Eindhoven, yeah, that sounds about right. Eindhoven area, quite close to where I live as well, so I do more or less know my way around here. Yeah, honestly, here I'll just... No, never mind, I found it. I found Hapert, okay. So, there is Hapert, and now we just have to go back to the residential area, get some actual street names here. Dovenetel is what we are looking at going east. We are on a T-junction. This street is what? Akkerwinde? I think I should be able to find that probably, and Pinksterbloem. So, Hapert is not a very big place, so I think it should be decently easy to find. Akkerwinde is here. That's the big street, and then Pinksterbloem, Dovenetel, there we are. We were on the junction, I believe, just a little bit beyond. So that should be the perfect score. There we go, and that's round one. I think the Netherlands are quite a fun country to explore like this, but admittedly you do need to know what the actual, infrastructure is like to effectively navigate. Even though it is not a very big country, so it's quite easy to perfect score actually, even if you don't speak Dutch. Okay, Tulpstraat, again, residential area. Like I said before, you'll be dropped in a lot of these. Okay, we are alongside a river. That helps. Yeah, and while I'm just navigating to an actual sign here, I also want to use this video as kind of a way to talk about some things that are going on in my life right now. Also, I think that is the Gelderland flag, if I'm not mistaken. So that would place us somewhere around here, just preemptively. Can we see what the river is called? Typically, they have some signs saying what it is, but not here. But this will be helpful. We have Winschoten, the A7, Delfzijl. Okay, that's all the way up here, actually. So that's the Groningen flag instead. That is my bad. Delfzijl, I definitely know where that is. Friends of my parents live here. But that is 20 kilometers to the west. Winschoten is here. Heiligerlee is there. So that will put us in Scheemda, I believe. While I look at that, yeah, I just want to talk about a few things that are going on in my life right now. I would love to keep up like a regular upload schedule. But the thing is, I actually got a full-time job this week, and with that going on, I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work out. I think for the Inazuma 11 multi-language videos, that should be fine, because they don't take that much effort to put together, but for bigger projects, obviously the Thracia video is going to be delayed yet again. It's quite iconic by this point, I want to say. Let me actually just find what city this is, because this is not working out that well. We are leaving, or currently entering, rather. Let me move one pace further. Scheemda, okay, I was right. So let's just get to Scheemda then. This should be... We were on the Tulpstraat. There's Crocus. So, okay, there's Tulpstraat. So we are there. We are facing north. We are on a junction, Tulipstraat and Narcisstraat. So that should be here. Here we go. Another 5k. Let's go. One meeting. Next one. You wouldn't believe it, but another residential area, though this time we have a block of flats. But yeah, getting back to the upload schedule thing. Yeah, I'm gonna have a full-time job, so it's gonna be a little more difficult for me to upload consistently. So I'm gonna have to see how to navigate that. I definitely will continue making videos. That is not the problem here. It's just gonna be the pace at which I can do it, I suppose. But that being said, I did get this Facecam because I have been toying with the idea of actually live streaming, if that is something that people are interested in, because that's always the question, of course. Also, there's a town name with a Q. That's awesome. I have actually no clue how I would pronounce this. Krukuyus, perchance? Never heard of this place in my life, but it looks like there's a bigger junction coming up here, so that should help. Yeah, these signs are just lifesavers. Amstede Haarlem is 6 kilometers away, so that's up here then. Okay, I'm gonna scan for this real quick. This shouldn't take too long. I stand corrected, I actually have no fucking clue where Haarlem is. Ah, there it is. How did I not see that before? Okay, awesome. So, Haarlem, Heemstede is here. I presume this goes north roughly. Yeah, that checks out. There's Krukuyus, or however the hell you pronounce that. So we are in some sort of residential flat block area with turnaround point. Is it a residential area, or is this just like a vacation resort of some sort? Well, with this as a visage, I definitely don't think it is. Still, a street name would be awesome. Yeah, no, there's just no street names here. This is Spieringweg, actually, which is... I could not tell you where that is, actually. Spieringweg, okay, never mind. I can tell you where that is now. We were going south on there, so... Boy, oh boy, would that put us somewhere here? I guess it would. Actually, this kind of looks good. Because we have the turnaround point here. Do we have something similar anywhere else in this area? Doesn't look like it. Angle seems right. We have the turnaround point here. And if we move up, we have one that branches off to the left. And we have a road here. So yeah, I think that's it. We are just in front of this curve. Let's do that. There we go. Okay, that's a tough one. That's a tough one because it's kind of in a really weird part of this town. Okay, this seems more doable. Walplein. This is really quintessential Netherlands. Again, a lot of big buildings, lots of small streets that are not traversable by car. Dutch flags, statue, big-ass church. That checks out. Oh, is that the Friesland flag? I'm gonna embarrass myself with these flags because I actually don't know the province flags except for my own one. Probably the Limburg flag as well, but... Lange Jan Station NS. Okay, so it's... No, it's Zeeland. Ah, Zeeland. Of course, that makes sense. Station NS. So this is presumably a pretty big place. There's not a lot of towns that have a station in Zeeland for obvious reasons. I know that the bigger ones do. Middelburg definitely has one. I could see this being Middelburg. It seems like it's big enough for that. Okay, let's just keep following the road here. And while we do, yeah, returning to the point of me live streaming anything, I don't know, I think it would be a nice way to combine me relaxing after work and just, you know, actually producing video content. I think if people are interested in that, I would definitely be willing to give it a try. I definitely have a few ideas that I could elaborate on in that way. The best way for me to gauge interest is actually just for me to ask you, let me know in the comments, would you like to actually see me live stream? Possibly with some other people there, of course. Let's see. Penninghoeksingel. Okay, we are crossing a bridge and a river here. Is there a river in Middelburg? There absolutely is. But I do not think that the names line up. Or there is a single. There are quite a lot of singles here, actually. Oh, Penninghoeksingel. No, actually, I was right. Okay, cool. So then we are on one of these bridges, I believe. There's the Markt. And then we're looking, yeah, into the center of town. But let me see what the actual place that we were dropped off at is. Walplein. Okay, so this is, yeah, it's definitely a square. It's in the name. Okay, well, we are looking out at some kind of tower. It seems to be decently central. Ah, there it is. Okay, that helped, actually. Okay, Walplein. So we are looking at this alleyway that leads towards this church or this tower. It's possible that we're here. Could you realistically go through here by car? I guess that's possible. I don't know if that's the intended way to go about, but... Because, yeah, okay, no, it runs like this, so that checks out. So we are on the junction. Okay, this one was a bit of a tough one, but we got there in the end. All right, I think this should be the last round then. We are as of yet, on par for the perfect score in the Netherlands. And, well, that would be just par for the course, I think, because I do live here. I've lived here for 23 years, almost 24. Stedenbroek, I have never heard of this. But Enkhuizen, I definitely have heard of. Medemblik, Horen, Wervershoofd. Okay, Enkhuizen I have definitely heard of. Could not tell you exactly where it is, but I'm sure we'll get there at some point. Enkhuizen. Where have I heard of that? No, the Enkhuizen, it goes to here. Yeah, okay, of course. That's the train that I always took from Maastricht, from the university. It goes all the way from Maastricht, basically the most southern point in the Netherlands, all the way to Enkhuizen. Enkhuizen, Horen, of course, and then we were looking for Stedenbroek with a C at the end. Okay, well, yeah, again, I'm just going to scan for this. If I find it eventually, then I will let you know. Hello? Stedenbroekweg. Most intriguing. Typically when it says that, it leads to a certain place, but this one just crosses through this town called Prinsenhof. But this leads out onto the N505, the N505. Venhuizen? Okay, that would have been useful to know as well. That's here. Like, realistically, we should be anywhere in this area. Let me just see if I can find what this street is called. So here's the roundabout. That should definitely do it. In my humble opinion, as a Dutch person, there should be a street name. Verlengde Raadhuislaan. There it is. Okay, so this is actually the right street. Let's see, that leads into a driveway. This branches over to a residential area. That's the road we see here. We are in between these two, and that should be the 5K. And that is 25K in the Netherlands. Good, we got there. Let's see this overview. Actually, quite a nice spread here. I was able to show off quite a lot of the Netherlands, quite different places as well. Definitely, looking at my performance on the left there, it definitely got worse as time went on. Maybe because I was talking a bit too much about what I wanted to do in the future as well. But hey, it's a necessary topic that I needed to break in. Again, the breakdown of that. I will be working on a full-time job, so making videos is going to be on the back burner for quite a bit for most bigger projects that I have right now, but I will still try to work on it as much as I can, obviously. I love making videos, I'm not going to stop with that anytime soon, but I might have to consider doing that in a different way, such as live streaming. So definitely let me know how you feel about that in the comments. I would love to hear whether you'd like to watch me live stream at some point. And yeah, I think that's about the gist of it. I'm probably going to be using the Facecam mostly for videos like summoning sessions. I could see some kind of quizzes videos having this as well, just to have some more moving elements on screen. But overall, I hope this Facecam can just make my videos a bit more personal. You know, I like to express myself. I like to show who I am, what I like in these videos. And I think this Facecam will actually contribute to that quite nicely. But thank you so much for getting up to this point in the video. If you enjoyed, consider subscribing, consider leaving a like. Greatly helps me out as a creator. And I will see you all in the next video. Whether that is with Facecam or not, we shall see. Until next time.